Hi, I would like to introduce you to the great horses of Japan. I'm not very good at English, so there may be strange expressions, but please forgive me. This time is Agnes World. Agnes World is a male horse born in the United States in 1995 and trained in Japan. He's part of the so-called strongest generation, with Special Week, Glass Wonder, El Condor Pasa. Agnes World's father is Danzig. He inherited his exceptional speed from Danzig. Agnes World debuted and won in 1997 in Hakodate. He also won a Grade 3 soon after, and in December, he entered the Asahi Cup Futurity Stakes to determine the 2-year-old champion. However, this race was won by Glass Wonder, setting a record time. Agnes World finished 4th. He then went on to challenge the All-Japan 2-year-old Yushin, a local grade race at the end of the year. It was his first time to run on dirt, but he won the race as the overwhelming favorite. The following year, he ran in the 1600-meter Shinzen Kinen, but finished second, beaten 5 lengths by Dance Sirius. He also broke a bone afterwards, which would keep him out of racing for a year. It was exactly 1 year later that Agnes World returned to racing. It was the Garnet Stakes, a 1200-meter dirt race. He lost here in 6th place. He then ran 2 more 1200-meter turf races, finishing second in both. Then, in March, he challenged Takamatsu-no-miya Kinen, a 1200-meter Grade 1 race. He was defeated in 5th place. Although he was defeated, he was only about 2 lengths behind the first-place horse. It made me feel that he has a chance in the future. His next race was the 1600-meter Yasuda Kinen, but he was defeated in 8th place. It seemed that 1600 meters was too long for Agnes World. He raced again the following week. The race was on a flat course of 1200 meters. He won easily by 4 lengths. Here he set a Japanese record time of 1 minute and 6.5 seconds. This was despite the fact that it was raining. A month and a half later, he ran the 1200-meter race again on the same track and won again with ease. After this, Agnes World flew to Europe. He stayed in Newmarket, England, where he was trained. He then challenged himself to the 1000-meter Prix Abeille de Longchamp at Longchamp in October. The members of the race were somewhat weak because Stravinsky and Dictat, who were the top horses in the sprint races at the time, did not run in this race. Agnes World took the lead and held off Imperial Beauty, who was chasing him, to finish first. His first Grade 1 title was won in France. He returned home and won the CBC show on his usual good track. At the end of the year, he took on the Sprinters Stakes. Nakayama Racecourse, where this race is held, has an uphill climb before the finish line. Agnes World had been performing well on a course that had no hills, so there was concern that she would suddenly stall on the last hill. This concern was right on target. Agnes World took the lead on the straightaway, but he stalled as he crested the hill and was overtaken by Black Hawk, who came from behind. The following year he entered the Takamatsu-no-miya Kinen in March. He put up a good fight, but was overtaken by King Hilo, who came from behind, and finished in third place. He flew to England again. He entered the 1,000-meter King's Stand Stakes in June and finished second. He then ran in the July Cup about a month later. Just before the finish line, the three horses lined up in a dead heat, but Agnes World was slightly in front. Agnes World took his second Grade 1 title. He won Grade 1 races in two foreign countries, England and France. The first ever by a Japanese horse. Upon his return he entered the Sprinters Stakes once again. Starting that year, the Sprinters Stakes was changed to be held around the end of September. However, he came in a close second again that year. After this race, he flew to the United States. Then, he entered the Breeders' Cup Sprint, a 1,200-meter dirt race. When it came to dirt sprint racing in the United States, he was supposed to be the most suitable. However, he could not keep up with the speed of the race at all and finished 8th. He retired after this race. His total record is 8 wins in 20 races. As his name implies, he has won 2 Grade 1 around the world. That's great. This is what his trainer had to say about Agnes World's run. He had great speed ability, but he wasn't very good at pacing himself, and he stalled in the middle of the race. That's why he's not good on courses with hills and corners. In fact, he performed well on courses with no hills or corners. He became a stallion and also worked in Japan and Australia. But he had a poor fertility rate. As a result, he does not have many children. And he retired as a stallion in 2009. He has not been successful in Japan. However, Wonderful World, a Grade 1 winner in Australia, has become a stallion. Agnes World died in 2012. I hope he's running at a great speed in heaven. That's all for this time. If you want to know more about Japanese horses, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.